August 480 BCE. Imagine a narrow mountain pass, the air thick with salt and tension. On one side, the largest army the world has ever seen, over 100,000 Persian warriors. On the other, blocking their path with nothing but bronze shields and iron will, 300 Spartan warriors. They know the odds are impossible. They said goodbye to their families and marched to this desolate pass, understanding their mission. They're not here to survive. They're here to buy time, to send a message, to prove that free men, fighting for their homes, are worth more than 1,000 soldiers fighting for a tyrant. This is Thermopylae, and for 3 days, the greatest empire on earth will throw everything it has at these 300 men. This is the story of the most legendary stand in human history. To understand Thermopylae, you have to understand Sparta. This was a military society designed to produce the perfect warrior. At age 7, boys entered the Agogia brutal training system that lasted until they were 30. They learned combat, survival, and the art of the phalanx, the legendary shield wall that made Spartan infantry nearly invincible. The shield protected not just yourself, but the warrior beside you, creating an unbreakable brotherhood. Spartan mothers told their sons, "Come back with your shield, or on it. Return victorious, or don't return at all." Then came Persia. The Persian Empire was a colossus, stretching from Egypt to India. 10 years earlier, Athens had defeated a Persian army at Marathon, a shocking humiliation. Now, the new king Xerxes was back for revenge, not just against Athens, but to conquer all of Greece. He assembled the largest invasion force ever seen. Ancient sources claim over 2 million men. Most Greek cities were terrified. But a coalition led by Sparta and Athens decided to resist. They needed time to mobilize, and they needed a place to make a stand. They chose Thermopylae, the hot gates. It was the perfect defensive position, a narrow pass where a massive army couldn't use its numbers. A force of about 7,000 Greeks gathered, commanded by the Spartan king Leonidas. He brought his royal bodyguard of 300 Spartiates, each one a father, chosen because they had sons to carry on their family lines. He knew this was a mission of ultimate sacrifice. When Xerxes' scouts saw the Spartans, they were confused. The warriors were calmly exercising and grooming their long hair, as if preparing for a festival. Xerxes sent a demand: "Surrender your weapons." Leonidas' reply became immortal: "Molon laba." "Come and take them." Xerxes waited for days, expecting the Greeks to flee. They didn't. Finally, he attacked. Wave after wave of Persian infantry charged into the pass and were cut down by the Greek phalanx. The narrow pass became a killing ground. Xerxes watched in disbelief from his throne, leaping to his feet 3 times as thousands of his best men fell without making any progress. On the second day, Xerxes deployed his elite troops, the 10,000 Immortals. They had never been defeated, but even they couldn't break the Greek line. For 2 full days, the might of Persia threw itself at this small band of warriors and achieved nothing but mounting losses. Then came betrayal. A local named Ephialtes showed the Persians a secret mountain path that went around the Greek position. For this treachery, his name has been synonymous with traitor ever since. By dawn, Leonidas knew the pass was compromised. He ordered most of the Greek allies to retreat to survive and fight another day. But the 300 Spartans stayed. So did 700 Thespians, who refused to abandon them. Together, about 1,400 warriors prepared for their last stand. They moved to a small hill, ready to be attacked from all sides. There would be no retreat, no surrender. Only the completion of their mission, to hold as long as possible and send a message that would echo through eternity. The Persians attacked from front and rear. The Greeks fought until their spears shattered and their swords broke. Finally, the Persians pulled back and unleashed a storm of arrows. A Spartan named Denix was told the arrows would be so thick they would block out the sun. His legendary reply: "Good, then we will fight in the shade." When the arrows stopped, every one of those warriors lay still. The Persians had won the battle, but at an extraordinary cost, an estimated 20,000 casualties. Later, a stone was placed on the battlefield with this inscription: "Go tell the Spartans, stranger passing by, that here, obedient to their laws, we lie." But their sacrifice changed everything. Thermopylae bought precious time. The Greek alliance grew stronger. Inspired by the courage shown at the hut gates, the Athenian navy lured the Persian fleet into a trap at Salamis and destroyed it. Without naval support, Xerxes' massive army couldn't be supplied, and he was forced to retreat. The next year, at the Battle of Plataea, the united Greeks, led by Spartan warriors, crushed the remaining Persian army. The invasion was over. Greece was saved. None of it would have been possible without Thermopylae. The 300 Spartans gave Greece the time it needed to unite and fight back. Their stand became a rallying cry that spread through the Greek world. Remember what free men can accomplish. This story is the ultimate example of courage against impossible odds. The Spartans weren't mythical figures. They were real men who trained harder and stood firmer than any army of their time. If Persia had conquered Greece, the democracy, philosophy, and art that defined Western culture might have been lost forever. The Spartans didn't die for democracy, they died for honor and duty. but in doing so, they saved a world where freedom could flourish. Today, a statue of Leonidas stands at Thermopylae, a monument to the idea that sometimes sacrificing everything for something greater than yourself is the most powerful force on earth. They fell everyone, but they accomplished their mission. Xerxes conquered the pass, but Greece won the war, and the 300 Spartans achieved immortality. What do you think made the Spartans so effective in battle? Share your thoughts in the comments, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more legendary history.